Danny, we're talking after the night of the Torquay game. To start off with, it was utterly heartbreaking to lose the way we did. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think that it was probably one of the toughest defeats we've had to take this season because the lads were outstanding last night, and we knew we were going to be up against it for parts of the game because they're not top by accident. They're a really good side, and yeah, it's just disappointing. It still beggars belief where 7 minutes of injury time came from. I know there was a bit of confusion around was it a penalty, was it not a penalty, but we worked it out around about 2 minutes. So to then play the amount of injury time he played, and look, Torquay have got a good habit of scoring in those parts of the game. It's not luck; it's a mentality thing that they've got, and if they get the helping hand that they did last night from those extra minutes, they're going to always still cause you problems. So, but look, I can't fault the lads' effort last night. I thought they were outstanding, and it was a very sombre coach journey home. I mean, most of us didn't get in until 5:15 this morning, so it was a long coach journey home. But just utter disappointment, mate.
Well, we'll start from the beginning. It seemed like straight away we were in the thick of things with a great save from Mitch, from Billy Waters. And, it took us a bit of a while to get going, maybe the first 10, 15 minutes. But once we did, we really did put a game up against Torquay.
Yeah, look, we could have been 3-0 down in 5 minutes with a couple of half chances they had and a fantastic save from Mitch. I think Mitch was excellent last night. He made several very, very good saves. But we had our spells, and I thought that the only disappointing thing from my perspective was that there was parts of the game I think we should have backed ourselves more. The players should have backed themselves, because when we did get the ball down and we moved it, we looked so dangerous on the counter-attack, and we created some good chances. And I mean, second half, we had 2 chances to go 2-1 up. And I think at the end of the day, at times that's the difference. Look, we know where we are, but it was, as I said, I think Torquay would have definitely known they were in a game last night, and that's full credit to the boys.
Because they did get the early goal, but then 5 minutes later we responded with a brilliant cross from Kins and a brilliant header from Cody.
Yeah, we work on a lot on set pieces, and Cody's always a threat. And we knew that at some point it was going to come for him. And as I said, it was a great delivery from Kins and a tremendous header. So, yeah, delighted for both of them.
Of course, we went into half-time level, and I think, to be fair, words must have been said, because in the second half we looked much better and we looked like the side who was going to go on and win the game from a large parts of the game. Yeah,
we didn't need to really say anything aggressively. It was just relax, and like you look, it's not. The travelling to games like that for us is not ideal. Most of the lads would have been in the car from probably 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, sitting in cars or sitting on coaches and being able to stretch your legs for a little stop here and there. But it's tough. So I always find with those type of games, you either come out on fire or you take a while to get yourself into the game. And we definitely did that, and we rode our luck. And as you've already said, once we sort of got our foothold in the game, we looked like we were more than a match for what we needed to be. And that was the message at half time. Just relax. Let's just enjoy the game. It's a great. There's no pressure from me. Go and play. And there was periods of the second half where we looked really good. And they're always going to cause you problems, as I said, because they're top of the league. They've won 20 matches this season. They're gonna cause you problems. But I thought we went back at them with some real conviction, and as you said, it's just disappointing that it ended in the way. In some ways, you'd rather get beat 2 or 3-0 and them just be the better side because they're top of the league. To lose it like that it just makes it really tough.
Just before we get onto that, like you'd mentioned it there, we did have a few chances late on to nick the game, and one that sticks out from my mind watching the stream was Toby's chance late on with 2 minutes to go with the header. And I know I'd be disappointed, but it really did feel like we could have nicked the game. But it felt like one of those games.
Yeah, Toby's work ethic is tremendous, and he's always going to be that lad that gets into those sort of positions. And I think that it's kind of that sort of caught between a rock and a hard place, because you've got to keep praising him because he keeps getting into these really good positions. The next part of his development is we've got to start putting those chances away. But still, despite that, I think we warranted a point out of the game.
Exactly that. It's not to say that we lost the game because of him, but it just felt like those chances, maybe it wasn't our night in terms of getting the result we were after, which would have been a good 3 points at top of the league.
Yeah, 100%.
And obviously, we come on to the point about obviously the big point of the game, the big talking point is the penalty decision and the red card for yourself. And tell us a bit more about, from your situation, what happened.
Look, I didn't think the officials had a particularly good game last night, if I'm honest. The first goal, and if the FA are saying these are the rules, then they need to be changed, because I mean the first goal, if you watch it, the ball gets played over the top. Walters puts pressure on Cody, who has to clear, but he does it from an offside position. The liner goes to flag, then puts his flag down, and we hear him on the comms say, no impact on the game. Cody clears it, then comes straight back into Walters, who then gets it, crosses it, and they score. And my argument to the officials is, if he's got no impact on the game, Cody doesn't need to clear it. He can let it bounce and play it back to Mitch. He can have a touch. He can do whatever he wants. But he had to clear it because of how close Walters was to him. And there's no flag. So there was a bit of animosity from that perspective anyway, because I don't get the rule. I think it's a stupid rule. And I'm not so sure they've interpreted it in the right way, because impact doesn't have to be physical contact on a player or a touch of the ball. Impact can be your presence within a certain area of the pitch. But anyway, and there was quite a few decisions that went against us that we were a little bit sceptical about. Then obviously we're into injury time. The ball goes up. The defensive line, everything about us, we were so resolute, and you're just thinking that the lads have done so well. And then for the penalty to be given, no one else thought it was a penalty. Even their player who appealed for it half sort of laughed about it. I made a comment to the fourth official about the player who tried to buy the penalty. The ref then turns it over, which is, to be fair to him, like, hands up, credit where credit's due. He makes the right decision, and he admitted his mistake and he changed his decision. So like that is one of the positives from the officials on the night. But I'm not too sure how the fourth official interpreted my comment. I have to wait to see what the report was. I think he felt I was making the comment towards the referee, which wasn't the case. If he sent me off for my comment towards the player, then I hold my hands up. I did make the comment and I have to suffer the consequences, but I can't see how that would have been a red card. If he feels that I've said it to the referee, then I didn't direct it at the referee. I directed it at the player who tried to buy the penalty. But look, it is what it is. It was an emotional night. And I don't condone what I said, but as I can't do anything about it now. I've spoke to Gary Johnson today, and we've had a good chat about it. And I've said, like, look, that's not how I want to be seen. I've never been sent off in my life as a coach or a manager, and it was disappointing. But look, I can't really say much more about it until I get the report, because I'm not. I have to be honest, H. I'm not entirely sure what it was for.
And then on that, we have to wait and see what happens. That means for Sutton away on Saturday as well. And what that means for you, whether you'll be in the dugout or not, or we'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
I've had a conversation with Bob today, and we're not sure that it would all be in place by then anyway. But as I said, if it's for comments directed at the referee, then I would definitely be appealing that, because they weren't directed at the referee.
Just a final note on Sutton away, another big game for us, and hopefully with a chance to bounce back against one of the big boys in the league at the minute.
Yeah, listen, we've got a lot of work to do, because the boys were devastated last night, and as I said, we had some interesting one-on-one chats on the way back, and they felt it was, as I said, it's the most deflated I've seen them after a game. And listen, we've had some defeats this season, we've had some poor performances, but to put in the effort they put in, to lose it in the way we lost it. And to be honest, we've eradicated that kind of those kind of timings of goals in injury time. I mean, I know we conceded. It was in normal time against Halifax, but it's been a while since we've done that, and the mentality of the lads has been superb. So more than anything, I'm gutted for them, because they deserved a lot more out of the game, and we need to pick them up, because, as you said, Sutton is going to be. They're second, and I think we then go Hartlepool, don't we? We're third, so we've got some big games to play. And you know what? In a weird way, it's nice, because you get to have a little say in the league, and we would like to be I'm sure they won't agree with it. We'd like to be one of the teams that maybe causes a few upsets and puts the cat amongst the pigeons, as they say. So no, we'll build them up again, and we go again.
Are you in the shop? Sign up below.
Click here for the next video. Click here to subscribe.